love. Thank you for joining. So, you're considering locking your hair. Here are a couple of things to consider before you lock. So, come on in, sit down. Let's talk about it. Okay? So, what you can consider, a few things to think about before you lock. Okay? One, you want to start off with healthy hair before you lock your hair. A lot of people, when I get people that come in wanting to lock, chances are they've exhausted all other possibilities and have done so much to their hair and now have decided locking is their last resort, so here I am. And so a lot of times, unfortunately, we're dealing with a lot of unhealthy hair. So you want to make sure you take care of your hair and keep in mind that transitioning to locking your hair isn't for, I feel like sometimes people get to the point where they're like, all right, I'm done. I'm just lazy with my hair. I don't want to do anything. And it's like locks is like a negative last resort, and it shouldn't be. It should be uplifting for you. It should be bringing so much more than just, ooh, child, I'm just tired and bothered with my hair. I don't want to, I just don't want to fool with it. I get wanting low maintenance, but it shouldn't be, okay, all my edges are gone, everything's gone, I got about this much hair, or it's just terrible, and I might as well just lock it because there's nothing else I can do to it. That shouldn't be the attitude we should have when we want to lock. And that's how sometimes people end up being disappointed with their locking journey in the process. So here are some things to consider to do to your hair before you lock. One, I would recommend, if you need a trim, get a trim. Some of us want to grow our hair really, really long before we lock. No matter what stage what length your hair is, what stage the length of your hair is in, just lock it whenever you're ready. If you're at 2 inches and you're thinking about locking, just lock it. Don't worry about, oh my God, I would like it to be shoulder length before I lock. Lock it. Look how cute my short hair is. Okay? So lock it, because you will be so surprised. A lot of people are not familiar with their natural texture of hair. I get people, I lock their hair and they're like, wow, I didn't know I had this curl pattern. Wow, I didn't know my hair was this soft. Wow, I didn't know my hair would do that after locking. Like, our hair is magic, okay? So don't underestimate your hair. So if you're ready to lock, don't wait for the perfect length or the perfect time or the perfect whatever to lock your hair. Just do it. So definitely trim your hair if you need it before locking. Don't come to your locking session with straggly hair. It's uneven, because if you start off with uneven locks, guess what? Guess what? You're going to have uneven locks. We cannot lock, especially if you're going with the interlocking method, we cannot lock strings, like two strings. We need some hair to work with, okay? So if you have length, right? And then it just gets real thin and thin and thin at the end. Get rid of that straggly hair. It's not doing you any good. And chances are, if it's just strings, we can't lock it anyway. So go ahead and get rid of it. Trim your hair. Start off healthy. The second thing to consider is, what color do you want to start with? Because there are some limitations, restrictions before, after locking your hair that you can't do. So one of them is color. You cannot color your hair after you lock it until it's mature. Now, we'll talk about stepping outside the box. As y'all know me, I play outside the box. I play in the sand, but I will definitely play outside the box. So color your hair the desired color you want before you lock your hair, because once you're locked, you won't be able to do it for a while. And if you wanted to start off with this honey blonde or this red or this whatever it was, color it in that color before you start. So it's already done and out the way, so you don't have to worry about crying for color when you have your locks in and you're like, oh my God, I want this red and I just can't get it. I gotta wait a whole year. Whatever. So, and the benefit of coloring your hair before you lock, a lot of people, especially when you're locked, a lot of people don't realize how much their hair shrink. So you do have shrinkage. And so it's hard to see that your hair is growing when you're locked. So when your hair is colored before you lock it, you're able to see your hair growing and you see the process, you see the progress, right? Yes, I know. So if you love to color your hair, definitely do it before you lock. There's lots of benefits to it. And one of them is being able to see your hair grow, even though your hair is shrinking in the process. So yes. The next thing you want to do, I would say to consider doing, treat your hair. Like, give your hair a spa party before you lock it, okay? Like, just love up on it. Add that moisture, do moisture treatments, do hydration treatments. And some of you guys need protein treatment, especially if you've been wearing a lot of braids and wigs and protein treatment. If you're running your fingers through your hair and it's shedding a lot in your hand and it's breaking a lot, do a protein treatment. Because I mean, your hair sheds every day, but it shouldn't be shedding a whole lot in your hands. So I've had consultations where I would start to lock the hair, do the sample locks, and their hair is like literally falling apart in my hand. It's unhealthy. It needs some type of protein. It needs a protein treatment to strengthen the hair. Some of you guys, if the hair isn't shedding, then protein is not your issue. Then you need, and if it's really dry, I would say do a moisture treatment, do a hydration treatment. Because guess what? You won't be able to do that for a while after you lock your hair. You'll be able to do it later, but you won't be able to do it right away. So love up on their hair, give it a spa party, celebrate, and then you're all set and ready to lock your hair. So that is it. Those are my couple of tips for you to consider before locking your hair. And one tip I will give you as an added bonus is document your journey. That's one thing I wish I would have done when I first locked my hair. I did not take like a lot of pictures of my locks and stuff. I got pictures with me and other people with my locks, but it wasn't focusing on my hair. So definitely document your journey, because when you look back, you'll be like, oh, here, you did that, huh? Document that journey, because I have a lot of people, oh, Pauline, my hair isn't growing. It's just still, your hair is growing. It's just you see it every day, so you don't see the little changes. So when you document those, when you document your journey and you go back and look at your picture, you're like, oh my God, my hair was like right here when I started. And now it's like, oh my God, it's like right here. It's shoulder length or, below the ear. You're able to see that when you take pictures and document it. So that's all for you guys today, love. Hope you enjoyed this content and come back on in, because listen, I have so much more coming for you. Thank you for watching, and that's it, and have a good one. Bye.